so many loops to jump through. It really does feel like it's being set up against you.
Taking mental health matters into her own hands, Abigail Dolby is frustrated by the obstacles she's facing just to get certain medications. Thanks for joining us. I'm Brandon Kamerman.
And I'm Kendall Bartley. Dolby takes a stimulant to address her ADHD. Now that wasn't a problem until recently.
This past year, there's been a shortage of ADHD stimulants like Adderall. The DEA is blaming pharmaceutical companies, and the manufacturers are blaming federal regulations that limit production. As it turns out, it's the patients getting shortchanged.
I've never experienced so many roadblocks with one med.
Abigail Dolby was diagnosed with ADHD years ago.
I definitely struggled. I talked a lot. I had a really hard time paying attention. I would get distracted very easily.
She was prescribed a stimulant which helps her function like never before. Did you notice a big difference?
Immediately. It was crazy. I felt like I could control like the back of my mind voices, the things that were distracting me. It just really helped level me out.
But what was once easy to get with a doctor's prescription became a chaotic process for the graphic designer.
I knew that there was an issue because once I finally got on it, I got to my pharmacy and they said, "We just don't have what you're looking for. You need to go to another pharmacy."
So Dolby had to spend hours on the phone with pharmacies and her provider until she actually found a pharmacy that had the medication she needed. That pharmacy was far away from where she works or lives.
Every time that I would call a new location, "Do you have this?" there would be such a heavy sigh in their voice, like another person, like, "No, we don't. I don't know what to tell you."
Dr. David Ratu is the medical director of Lane County Behavioral Health and a child psychiatrist. He sees the issue from the perspective of a provider.
It's common for me to have to rewrite the same prescription multiple times or be forced to change a medication that is working perfectly well for a patient just because they can't find it anywhere.
A major burden for those who rely on the medication.
These are really important medications, and for people who struggle with significant ADHD symptoms, there are real implications for functioning at work and at school and around other people. And so not having these or having to all of a sudden take different medications is really troubling.
Trouble Abigail Dolby knows all too well.
We want to say that mental health is it's so important. We need to make sure that we're getting people the care that they need.
For now, that means a lot of time spent on the phones and a lot of time jumping through hoops. The DEA recently made changes to its quota system and claimed it's pushing manufacturers to increase production of stimulant medications. We have that full letter the DEA sent to patients on our website. In the meantime, those seeking stimulant medications are encouraged to call pharmacies ahead of time until they're assured the supplier has the medication available for retail.